In the depths of our ancient past, where myth and reality intertwine, we encounter a myriad of gods and deities that profoundly influence the spiritual life of the ancients. Among the oldest of these civilizations is Sumer, often regarded as the cradle of human civilization. Their spiritual realm was a complex network of deities, each holding specific roles and functions, ultimately governing the cosmos's course. One figure stands out amongst this celestial hierarchy: Enki, also known as Ea in Akkadian and Babylonian mythology. Enki, the Sumerian god of water, knowledge, mischief, and creation, occupied a prominent position. As the lord of the earth and the waters, he was revered for his wisdom, ingenuity, and creativity. Enki is widely credited for establishing Eridu, one of the earliest cities in Sumer, and initiating human civilization. Our knowledge of Enki and his counterparts primarily comes from ancient texts and inscriptions, including the Enuma Elish and the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Enuma Elish, the Babylonian epic of creation, describes the creation of the world and the celestial hierarchy, including the birth and deeds of Enki. The Epic of Gilgamesh, a quintessential piece of ancient literature, also provides glimpses into the divine realm and Enki's role in it. Together, these sources paint a vivid picture of the Sumerian cosmos, providing a foundation to delve deeper into Enki's role, especially concerning humanity's origins and development. In the heart of Sumerian mythology, we find a unique group of deities, the Anunnaki, whose name can be loosely translated as those of royal blood or offspring of Anu, sky. The Anunnaki hold a critical place in the Sumerian pantheon, often associated with the realms of the heavens, earth, and the underworld. Their roles were varied, ranging from celestial administrators, judges of humanity, to controllers of human destiny. The Anunnaki were not a homogeneous entity, but rather a complex hierarchy of divine beings. Anu, the sky god, was usually acknowledged as the leader of the Anunnaki. However, the actual control over Earth's affairs often fell to his offspring, namely Enlil, the lord of the air, and Enki, the god of water and wisdom. Enki's domain was mainly the watery abyss known as the Abzu or Apsu, a place that was thought to be the source of all fresh water, including rivers, wells, and the rain. But his influence extended beyond mere geography. As the bearer of wisdom and patron of arts and crafts, Enki played a significant role in developing and preserving civilization. The celestial hierarchy was also marked by numerous relationships, alliances, and rivalries. Enki's relationship with his siblings, particularly Enlil and Inanna, are noteworthy. These relationships influenced many mythological narratives and shaped the collective wisdom, laws, and societal norms in ancient Sumer. However, it was Enki's specific association with humanity and his alleged role in our creation and development that set him apart and endowed him with a unique place in ancient mythology. The exploration of this particular aspect leads us into a fascinating realm of genetic modification, creation myths, and the dawn of humanity. Enki further takes us into the realm of symbols and iconography. Ancient Sumerians depicted their deities in various ways, each symbol and attribute holding profound significance. Examining these for Enki provides a window into his divine persona and role in Sumerian cosmology. Enki is often represented holding a scepter with a ram's head, symbolizing his authority and connection with fertility. The ram, in Sumerian culture, was a symbol of virility and creative life force. This links back to Enki's role as a creator god and sustainer of life on Earth. Enki is also frequently shown seated and surrounded by flowing water. Water, being the source of all life, emphasizes his role as the life giver. As the god of fresh water, he was believed to have control over the rivers and seas, often depicted controlling the flow of water from his shoulders or vase, which underlined his authority over the life-giving and destructive aspects of water. Another potent symbol related to Enki is the Mes, pronounced May. In Sumerian culture, Mes were divine decrees or sacred powers that embodied the fundamental concepts and elements of civilization, ranging from truth and justice to music and art. As the god of wisdom and knowledge, Enki was often shown in possession of these MEs, symbolizing his role in bestowing civilization and culture upon humanity. Finally, the symbol of the caduceus, two serpents intertwined around a central staff, is also often associated with Enki. Some scholars argue that this symbol, representing Enki's role in genetic engineering and the creation of humanity, prefigures the modern symbol for DNA. Unpacking these symbols not only reinforces the narrative of Enki as a creator deity and god of wisdom, but also prepares us to delve deeper into the intriguing claims of his role in genetically modifying early humans. Now let us delve deeper into Sumerian literature to uncover the narratives that cast Enki as a master shaper or creator deity. These texts, inscribed on cuneiform tablets thousands of years ago, bear testimonies to the cultural and spiritual ethos of the Sumerian civilization and Enki's place within that cosmos. Prominent amongst the many narratives about Enki is the story of Enki and Ninmah, where his role as a shaper of life is emphasized. Ninmah, also known as Ninhursag, was another potent deity, associated with the earth and fertility. The tale begins in the city of Eridu, where the gods have gathered for a feast. After much drinking, a dispute arises between Ninmah and Enki about who holds the power to determine the fates and forms of life. Ninmah, in her pride, decides to demonstrate her abilities by creating several beings, each with a unique physical anomaly. She then challenges Enki to either heal these beings or give them a place in society. Enki, displaying his wisdom and creative prowess, does not attempt to cure the anomalies Ninmah created, but instead gives each being a purpose. A person unable to walk is appointed as an advisor to the king. Another unable to give birth is placed in the temple to assist in rituals. In this way, Enki turns what Ninmah considered anomalies into unique characteristics, bestowing upon these beings not only a place in society, but dignity and purpose. This narrative paints a compelling picture of Enki's abilities as a shaper of life, affirming his creative prowess and his wisdom. However, it's in another tale where Enki's role in the genetic modification of early humans becomes clearer, a story that takes us further into the realm of ancient Sumerian beliefs about the dawn of humanity. Transitioning from the tale of Enki and Ninmah, we now venture into the ancient Sumerian narrative surrounding the Anunnaki's quest for gold. This myth encapsulates their need for gold and the crucial role that this element played in the story of humanity's genesis. According to the Sumerian cosmogony, the Anunnaki initially came to Earth searching for gold. Their home planet, Nibiru, or the planet of crossing, as per the interpretation of the ancient texts, had a deteriorating atmosphere. Gold particles, known for their reflective properties, were sought to be dispersed in Nibiru's atmosphere to restore and protect it. The Anunnaki, initially conducting the mining themselves, found the work tedious and challenging. Their leader, Anu, who resided on Nibiru, received reports of the unrest among the Anunnaki on Earth and their unwillingness to continue the strenuous labor. In the tablets of the lost book of Enki, the Master of Wisdom, as Enki was often titled, proposed a solution: the creation of a new being. His plan was to genetically modify an existing creature on Earth, one that was already quite similar to the Anunnaki. This creature was what we now recognize as Homo erectus. Enki believed that by manipulating the genetic structure of this being, they could create a creature capable of performing the labor the Anunnaki found so burdensome. This solution would not only resolve the gold mining issue, but also potentially curb the increasing descent among the Anunnaki on Earth. Thus, the idea of creating primitive workers using genetic manipulation was conceived, propelling Enki into the heart of one of the most intriguing and controversial narratives of human origins. His wisdom, knowledge of biology, and genetic manipulation, presented in these ancient tales, further define Enki's role as a master shaper of life. Delving further into the ancient Sumerian narratives, we arrive at the pivotal moment of the genesis of mankind, the creation of the Lulu Amalu, or primitive worker. The ancient texts, including the Lost Book of Enki, detail a compelling and intricate process behind this creation. In these Sumerian accounts, the term Lulu Amelu translates roughly to mixed worker. This name itself implies a level of genetic amalgamation, suggestive of the extraordinary procedures the Anunnaki are said to have employed. Enki, often identified in Sumerian cuneiform texts by the epithet Nudimud, or cloner, was to play the key role in this ambitious experiment. His knowledge of life forms, genetics, and creation dynamics propelled him to the forefront of this endeavor. The account of the Lulu Amalu creation, as detailed in the Lost Book of Enki, is profound. The text depicts a complex procedure of genetic manipulation and artificial gestation. Enki and Ninhursag, the chief medical officer of the Anunnaki, are depicted working together to manipulate the genetic material of the Homo erectus. Enki took cells from the Homo erectus and merged them with the Anunnaki's genetic material. After the fertilization process, the fertilized egg was placed inside the womb of a female Anunnaki, who acted as a surrogate. It is fascinating to note the resemblance of this narrative to the modern scientific procedure of in vitro fertilization. This process eventually led to the birth of a hybrid being, the first Lulu Amelu. As the narrative goes, this new being was successful in performing the task it was designed for, working in the gold mines. This success led to the creation of more Lulu Amelu, effectively birthing what can be considered the earliest form of humanity, and showcasing the extent of Enki's influence in shaping the course of life on Earth. Moving on, we venture into the complex world of ancient Sumerian texts that point towards an extraordinary experiment led by Enki, the master shaper. These texts suggest an unheard-of mix of Anunnaki and Homo erectus DNA, a feat that hints at the first instances of genetic modification in our planet's history. Several interpretations of these ancient texts, such as those by Zecharia Sitchin in his book, The 12th Planet, suggest this startling possibility. Sitchin, known for his extensive research into ancient civilizations, provides a compelling case for the Sumerian accounts being a literal documentation of extraterrestrial genetic manipulation. Within the vast library of cuneiform tablets, we find narratives that depict Enki as the divine scientist, capable of manipulating and designing life. In the account of Enki and Ninmah, for instance, Enki is portrayed as the one who directs the me, who decides the fates, referring to his deep wisdom and power over creation. One of the most intriguing artifacts suggesting Enki's genetic experiment is the Seal of VA 243, dating back to around 2200 BCE. This Akkadian cylinder seal, currently housed in the Vorderasiatisches Museum in Berlin, depicts what appears to be a star map, complete with a depiction of our solar system as understood by the Sumerians. Crucially, in the seal, there are human and Anunnaki figures gathered around a curious device. Sitchin argues that this device is a representation of the creation chamber, where the fertilized egg was implanted into the Anunnaki surrogate. The seal seemingly serves as symbolic evidence for the Anunnaki's mastery over life's genesis process and Enki's leading role in it. While these interpretations are controversial and debated within academic circles, they present a fascinating exploration into the potential depths of our ancestral history and the profound impact Enki's supposed experiment had on the course of human evolution. Now, we traverse into the realm of Sumerian narratives where Enki, in his infinite wisdom and cunning, gifts humanity with knowledge. This watershed moment, told and retold in numerous ancient texts, arguably marks the awakening of human consciousness and signifies the dawn of civilization. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest known works of literature, we find the semi-divine hero Gilgamesh seeking out the secrets of life and death. It's Enki who aids him on this quest, providing him with the knowledge required to understand the mysteries of existence. This story serves as an allegory for humanity's collective awakening to self-consciousness, initiated by the Anunnaki's interventions. An intriguing facet of these narratives is the theory that Enki's gifts could represent the imparting of genetic enhancements or advanced knowledge to early humans. This concept is mirrored in the tale of Enki and the Tree of Knowledge. In this narrative, Enki, against the will of other Anunnaki, offers humankind the forbidden knowledge that leads to their self-awareness and autonomy. The Mes in Sumerian mythology provides another critical insight. They are described as divine decrees or universal laws that Enki defies by passing on to humans. Some scholars interpret these MEs as advanced scientific knowledge or skills, possibly indicating the leap in human abilities that catalyzed the birth of civilization. In the Sumerian king list, we find a catalog of kings ruling for immensely long periods, some for tens of thousands of years. This list begins with the words, "when kingship was lowered from heaven," an assertion suggesting divine intervention in establishing human governance. Enki's role in this initiation of kingship further illustrates his pivotal contribution to human advancement. While the truth of these interpretations remains shrouded in mystery, they paint a picture of Enki as a critical catalyst in the story of humanity's genesis, a celestial actor whose actions set the stage for the blossoming of civilization. As we delve deeper into the ancient texts, we encounter a narrative that echoes across multiple civilizations, the tale of a catastrophic flood. In Sumerian literature, this story is told in the Epic of Ziusudra, a narrative bearing uncanny resemblances to the biblical tale of Noah's Ark. In this epic, Ziusudra, known as Utnapishtim in later Akkadian texts, is the king who, with divine assistance, survives a cataclysmic flood designed to wipe out humanity. Once again, Enki emerges as a pivotal character, directly opposing the council of gods who had decreed mankind's destruction. In the narrative, the gods, led by Enlil, who was angered by the noise and chaos of humans, decided to cleanse the earth with a great flood. However, Enki, ever the benefactor, disclosed the divine plan to Ziusudra, instructing him to build a massive ship, an ark, to save himself, his family, and a selection of all living creatures. The similarities between this Sumerian flood narrative and the story of Noah from the Hebrew Bible, Genesis 6:9, are striking. Both involve a divine decision to cleanse the earth with a flood, a chosen individual receiving instructions to build an ark, and the preservation of life to repopulate the planet. These parallels have led some scholars to propose that the biblical story could be an adaptation or reinterpretation of older Mesopotamian flood narratives. In the context of our exploration, Enki's intent to preserve humanity in these narratives is particularly revealing. It supports the concept of Enki as the genetic modifier and protector of the human race, further highlighting his pivotal role in shaping human destiny. This divine act of rebellion preserved the genetically modified humans, ensuring the survival and continuity of the new mankind. In the intricate web of ancient Sumerian mythology, there's one concept that's particularly intriguing: the MEs. Allegedly used by Enki to instruct and guide humanity, the MEs are often described in the ancient texts as divine decrees or formulas which embody various aspects of civilization, such as arts, crafts, sciences, and societal norms. But what were these MEs exactly? Several scholars have interpreted the MEs as a system of structured knowledge or wisdom, instrumental in the progression of early human societies. However, in the light of Enki's association with genetic modification, a more radical interpretation emerges. Could these MEs be symbolic representations of a genetic code or complex scientific knowledge? As we delve deeper into the ancient texts, we encounter the narrative of Enki and Inanna, where Enki, in a moment of revelry, gifts the Mes to Inanna, the goddess of love and war. This act results in the blossoming of her city, Uruk, suggesting a possible correlation between the MEs and the expansion of civilization. In a biological context, DNA, the blueprint of life, can be viewed as a set of instructions that guides the development and functioning of all living organisms. If we consider this parallel, the theory that the MEs could symbolize a form of genetic or scientific knowledge becomes a tantalizing prospect. Could it be that the MEs were much more than just divine decrees or formulas? Could they be ancient Sumerian symbolic representation of genetic codes or a body of advanced scientific knowledge? As we continue to explore and decode the ancient past, these possibilities push the boundaries of our understanding, inviting us to question and reevaluate the roots of human evolution. Our journey through the ancient Sumerian world draws us into an enduring fascination with the enigma of Enki, the god of wisdom and life. He stands as a pivotal figure in ancient mythology, renowned for his creative prowess and revered as the architect of humanity. But his narrative extends far beyond the mythological realm, providing fertile ground for alternative theories about the genesis of mankind. As we ponder the tales of Enki's genetic experiments and their subsequent repercussions, we can't help but venture into the realm of speculation. Could the intricate narratives of the Sumerian texts, fraught with metaphors and symbols, be an encoded history of human evolution? And could the alleged genetic modifications enacted by Enki be a testament to an advanced civilization possessing knowledge far beyond their time? Analyzing Enki's legacy, it's interesting to consider the potential impacts of these genetic modifications on human evolution. On one hand, the Sumerian texts paint a picture of a race enhanced by divine intervention, an upgrade that catapulted humanity into the dawn of civilization. On the other hand, modern interpretations, while speculative, offer a tantalizing possibility. Could the infusion of Anunnaki DNA have introduced a significant shift in the human genetic makeup, contributing to the rapid advancement of early societies? From this vantage point, the enigma of Enki not only opens a captivating dialogue on human origins, but also poses profound questions about our collective past. Whether seen as literal historical accounts or metaphorical narratives, the tales of Enki's genetic modifications challenge conventional views, sparking our curiosity and encouraging us to explore the vast tapestry of human history. Our journey through the ancient texts, myths, and interpretations now brings us to the precipice of a significant era, the dawn of civilization. The Sumerians, whose roots are deeply intertwined with the narratives of Enki and the Anunnaki, stood as pioneers during this transformative period. The rapid progression of their civilization was nothing short of remarkable, with advancements in technology, art, law, and administration that set a precedent for future societies. We see the world's first written language emerge here, cuneiform, along with the pioneering of complex mathematical systems, the wheel, and the earliest legal codes. Some scholars have contemplated a potential link between this rapid progression and the supposed genetic manipulation by Enki. They speculate that these abilities, knowledge, and skills that set the Sumerians apart were not an abrupt development, but rather a gradual unleashing of genetic potential implanted by the Anunnaki. The debate on whether these advancements were an organic outcome of human evolution or the result of Enki's genetic alterations is ongoing. However, it's undeniable that the Sumerians' advancements have resonated through the corridors of time, impacting the trajectory of human civilization. The understanding of Enki's alleged genetic modifications is undeniably contentious, heavily reliant on interpretations of ancient texts and artifacts. Yet it presents a compelling perspective on the roots of our civilization, urging us to re-examine our understanding of human origins and the factors that distinguish us as a species. As our journey winds down the corridors of ancient Sumerian civilization, we are faced with the intriguing narrative of the Great Anunnaki Departure. This momentous event, described in several Sumerian texts, marks a pivotal turn in the annals of human history. According to these ancient sources, there came a time when the Anunnaki decided to leave Earth. This departure, however, was not abrupt. It is believed that Enki, humanity's genetic architect, played a crucial role in preparing humanity for this transition. The Sumerian texts tell us of how Enki took upon himself to ensure that humanity was equipped with the necessary knowledge and tools to thrive in the Anunnaki's absence. Some scholars propose that this included advanced knowledge in agriculture, social organization, and possibly even in technology and medicine. Furthermore, some interpretations suggest that Enki ensured the activation of latent genetic potential within humans before the Great Departure. These enhancements, it is conjectured, might have been encoded in the human genome and programmed to manifest over generations, perhaps explaining the sudden bursts of advancements in various civilizations that followed. These interpretations, though speculative, posit an intriguing perspective about Enki's final act. Whether through imparting knowledge or activating our latent potential, it is believed that Enki ensured humanity could stand on its own, prosper, and progress, forever shaping the course of human civilization. As we step back from the ancient city-states of Sumer, the story of Enki remains imprinted in our minds, his footsteps echoing through the sands of time. Enki, the alleged shaper of mankind, the god of wisdom and life, has led us through a captivating narrative that has left an indelible mark on the fabric of human history. This journey through ancient Sumer and its myths isn't simply a voyage into the past. It is an invitation to delve deeper into this labyrinth of ancient narratives and decipher the enigma of Enki. The tales we've traversed invite each of us to continue the exploration, to question, to ponder, and to form our own interpretations of this compelling narrative. The Sumerians, an ancient civilization that once thrived in the fertile plains between the Tigris and Euphrates, have left behind a rich cultural and historical legacy. From their intricate cuneiform script etched on clay tablets, we have unearthed stories, laws, hymns, and laments that provide us a unique window into their world. In the end, the allure of these ancient tales rests not just in their narrative charm, but in their power to connect us with our distant past and to prompt us to question our origins. As we decipher these stories, we continue to be intrigued by Enki and his role in shaping mankind. So as we step back from the sun-baked ruins of ancient Sumer and into the world we know, we carry with us the enduring mystery of Enki, a tale from the dawn of civilization that continues to ignite our curiosity, stimulate our imagination, and invite us to venture further into the labyrinth of our past. A journey that is far from over,